We live in a world much different than our parents.
Breaking news, sources telling CNN tonight that during the high school mass shooting, 3 Broward County deputies had not entered the building.
At the White House in the last few minutes, the president has been holding what he calls a listening session on guns.
And tonight we're hearing from one of the students who was shot during that attack.
All these people should be at home grieving, but instead we are up here standing together because if all our government and president can do is send thoughts and prayers, then it's time for victims to be the change that we need to see.
We want change! We want change!
Observing that they have the right to go to school without fear.
We want change!
Seasoned lobbyists are passing on their best advice.
But be persistent. Do not back down.
Boom! Bang! Bing! Sound of a gunshot ring.
I feel like over the last several years, gun violence has been a major issue in America.
I think there's a lot of misunderstanding about what the law is and why it is the way it is. I think they can understand the history. For example, understanding what happened with the Black Panthers back in the 60s and how that led to the government making guns illegal across the country and in certain states, and how that now that it's flipped and it's instead of black people trying to take up arms, it's white people trying to take up arms, and it's more difficult for us to change the laws.
People are more important than guns!
End gun violence! End gun violence! No more silence! End gun violence!
There are too many high caliber type of weapons that are available to people without significant background checks. Being here, we're in school every day, and where I teach, I'm in a big open gym, and it's scary to think that, just at any moment something like that can really happen. So I do, it's something that concerns myself and especially my wife. She's always worried when I'm not, working that something could potentially happen.
They're a vulnerable part of the society. I think it also, for the people who are doing it, they know that they're going to be famous. They know it's going to get a really big media reaction, so they target something that's going to make it a headline and it's going to be really shocking.
The sound of a gun. Children must run.
All it takes is for one person to exercise their right to buy an assault weapon, go to a variety of stores and buy one and make a really bad choice.
Children run, people run around in school because someone got mad and acted like a fool.
I'm all for Second Amendment rights, but the type of weapons, the AR-15s, those are military weapons, and no civilian needs to own that kind of weapon that can do that kind of damage.
I actually have a relative that was murdered back when I was about 12 or 13 years old, and it directly affected the family because he was gang affiliated, and it was a retaliation, and he ended up dying in the process.
I think that if someone is mentally ill and they're not receiving the help that they need, and that leading to them picking up a gun and killing someone, I think it's not necessarily an excuse, but that would be more of an understanding of why it happened.
Sometimes they have something wrong in their mind, or other people were just not being kind.
Bullying is definitely something that you can control within yourself, just being kind to one another.
If we toughen access to these things, individuals that have mental, disabilities wouldn't be allowed to get their hands on a weapon like that.
Things go down, we run around, because we fear for our lives.
Enough! 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 No more silence!
think protesting is a great way to cause social change. I also think it's a great way to unite people around certain things. And I think that some of the greatest changes we've ever had were due to protests.
You know, children are the future, so they should be protesting because it directly affects them.
You know, that's how you get things done in protest. You take to the street, you voice your opinion. You know, we have that freedom here in this country to do that.
We really need a leader, like a sage, you know, like a wise man or wise woman to lead us to come together. And instead of it being about like us versus them, it needs to be more about uniting people together and have us rise together.